What's up, ladies and gents? Excalibur is here bringing you some more Star Wars: The Old Republic. Of course, we are playing Huttball. That is the only war zone in this game, and if you play this game, you know what I'm talking about. The more Huttball, the more better. You know, I've actually, as strange as this is going to sound, I've actually grown a liking to Huttball because my faction, the Empire, is completely garbage at the Republic. Or not, garbage against the Republic in the Civil War and what is this? Void Star. We rarely win those, which is pretty pathetic. I don't know. It's just I don't know if it's because the Republic is better than the Empire as far as like PvP skill is concerned, or maybe it's because they always run in pre-maze or something. They do definitely always have healers. And healers in this game are definitely a game changer. These healers in any PvP MMO are definitely game changers, especially when they're good. It's part of the reason why I changed to heal spec. I'm kind of being bored of doing the deeps. Can only mash the buttons so much. My fingers get tired every time I played. My bounty hunter is DPS. I played this pyrotech spec because that mobile DPS is just too good, I've never been out DPS by an Arsenal Merc. Actually never been out DPS by another bounty hunter, period, but that's beside the point. I guess they all fill their own niches. I guess if you can stand there and turret someone down with Arsenal, it's fine and dandy, but just a boring place. I don't like it. And I don't know if I mentioned this before, like I've alerted to it a few times. Because I am under the impression that DPS, mercenaries, and commandos are completely useless because anything they can do, someone else can do just as well, on top of bringing an even better set of tools to the fray. Because bounty hunter mercenaries, we don't have roots, we don't have reliable snares, we don't have an interrupt, which is the big thing. Every other ranged DPS class gets an interrupt. You know, snipers get one, sorks get one, and on top of snipers they have leg shot, which, God, that immobilized is infuriating. Luckily, I'm a mercenary, I can heal it up, or cure it off, whatever you want to call it. We can do that at least. And then they have cover pulse, which is a million times better than our little jet boost knockback thing. And they have comparable damage, being a turret class themselves. I mean, there's this one sniper on Empire's side, which is fucking scary. I would never try and take him on head-to-head. I would always have to play the LOS game with him, and then I'd beat him no problem. But eventually it actually got to the point where we would just completely avoid each other. It's like, when I would try to come up on him, he would flashbang me and run away. And whenever he comes up on me, I start doing my LOS thing, and he just says, fuck this, I'm out of here. It's actually pretty funny. And we eventually just started queuing together so that we didn't have to deal with each other, and it's nasty. He's definitely one of probably the best sniper on the server. Unfortunately, don't see him around too much anymore. He probably quit. Or maybe it's a conflict of when he's on and when I'm on, because I've done a complete 180 with the sleep schedule. I actually have a quote-unquote proper sleep schedule. Wake up in the morning, go to sleep at night, as opposed to wake up in the afternoon, go to bed in the morning. So, I don't know, I just haven't caught him on, but he's definitely the best sniper I've seen. Always had the work to out-damage him. And it's always a pleasure to have him on my team. It's just nice to have someone who can do 400k damage. Most people don't even break 200k, which is bizarre. But anyway, like I was saying, getting my Vegeta on, I just don't think mercenaries bring anything to the table unless you're a healer. Mercenary healers are very solid, very sturdy. I can definitely take quite a beating, and it's just nasty. So if you're looking to go range DPS, I would recommend Sniper or Sorcerers. They're definitely not as easy to play as a mercenary, but I mean, if you can take advantage of the utility they bring, I mean, you'll be you'll be amazing. Definitely. You wouldn't regret it if you could make use of it. It's pretty much what I'm getting at. Actually, once I finish Funaki, get him up to 49, one more game to Wars, I'll probably start leveling up a sorcerer myself because I'm not digging 50 PvP anymore because, I mean, it always seems to be a one-sided cock stomping. And this game was actually very surprising because it was very, very close. And usually, in my experience, and this is just not in this game, but in most competitive multiplayer games in general, it's just one side clearly wins and the other team just never stands a chance. And it's, I don't know, it's boring. It's just not as interesting. Whereas in the 10 through 49 bracket, I mean, you never know who's gonna win. It always seems to be a bit more competitive, which is always fun. Like, lost my train of thought. Whoops, my bad. It just seems more competitive. Games are a little more closer, like this one. But for the most part, in the 50s bracket, it doesn't really happen. Always a one-sided cock stomping, and those are always kind of boring. And plus, I went on quite the losing streak today, and there's really nothing I can do about that, and that's always infuriating. And I mean, I don't mind losing as long as it's a close game because I don't know. It gives me the sense that, you know, it could have gone either way or either way, neither or either. I don't know the difference between the two. I don't really care. Damn it! I lost my train of thought again. I stink at commentary today. Sorry. Okay. And maybe I need to backtrack a little bit. It was on a losing streak, and it was just always one-sided beatdowns. It was actually in a Civil War game, which was actually very close. It was actually surprised we won that because we usually lose Civil War because the genius strategy on my server seems to be take the sides and give the middle to them for free. And 9 times, I should say like 99 times out of 100, it usually doesn't work because they get a free point and then they can reinforce whichever point that they don't get that much faster. And once they get the 2 points, it's usually done. There's nothing we can do. We rarely come back from it, which, I don't know, lack of coordination because they're pre-made. I mean, you can only expect so much from a complete pug. And I wasn't exactly expecting that guy to get boom headshotted right in the dome by a sniper. All that hard work running the ball over for nothing, and I throw it away. And there's probably a couple guys above me too. Never too good at paying attention to the mini-map, but then again, a bunch of purple people markers on top of purple movement arrows. Kind of hard to see people on the mini-map sometimes, so I'm gonna blame that on bad UI. Pretty much. But yeah, for the most part, I find myself enjoying PvP a lot more in the 10 through 49 bracket. I lose, I don't really mind too much. And plus, it's nice because you don't have to worry about the gear advantage because I, for the most part, twinked my guy out. Twinks.com, hey hey. Don't go there, by the way. Many an angry message on Waldo Dudes. There's an Lvl50 video where he said I had an account there. And that's just gonna make people want to go there more. But like in level 50, like for the most part, I don't really PvP for the fun of it anymore because I'm just there to get my dailies done and move on, which is unfortunate, but it's the way it is. Level 50 PvP just really isn't competitive. You know, I could queue with 3 other like-minded people, but then it would just become a one-sided cock stomping. It's why I don't like to play in parties for Call of Duty or any game for that matter, just because it just makes it too easy. I mean, the best games by far are when both teams are equally skilled. And they can duke it out, and whoever gets the better teamwork gets the job done. And, you know, those games are always the most fulfilling. But for the most part, just doesn't happen. And then there's my competitive side, where if I do start queuing with groups of people, and then we start coming up against pre-mades, I'm always afraid, like, will they be able to cut it when forced with adversity, so to say. And I'm too much of a elitist prick. Like, I don't like losing at all. It infuriates me. And in my experience, whenever I've done like these big parties, whenever competition comes about, it usually does not end well. So I just try to avoid it altogether. Hopefully in a few years I'll become a bit more more mellow about it, I guess. I wouldn't count on it. So I just try to avoid it completely. It's for my own sake and for other people's sake, so that I don't say things that will come back to bite me. And I like how the camera went the completely wrong way. I don't know what it is with this game, but the camera just likes to go out of whack every once in a while. It's definitely not a problem with my mouse or my computer. It's a problem with this game. It's only happened in this game. It's happened. If you search for it on Google, you'll see a few threads about it pop up. So it's not just me. So yeah. Well, back to this game. I think it eventually, like, there wasn't enough damage on either side to kill whoever had the ball. There was just too much tankiness, too much sturdiness. And what it eventually boiled down to was pretty much just trading off points. Like, my team would score, then they would score, and then back and forth, back and forth. And so one of the, like, evolving strategies, I guess, is to, like, how should I put this? Is like whoever can control middle, where the ball spawns after a score, is usually the team who will win. And it's funny because Hutball, I mean, it's not really a war zone that's about, you know, who can do more damage. It's about who can, like, move the ball more efficiently and stay alive. Like, if I were to run a competitive Hutball team, I would have 2 Juggernauts, about 2 or 3 Sorcerers, an Assassin, a Marauder, and possibly a Power Tech. Undecided if I would want a DPS Power Tech or a hybrid Power Tech. But, I mean, in between, the ability to leap with the ball and intercede, and those Sorcerer pulls are just invaluable. I mean, the fact that it ignores resolve, too. So, like, you could fill up a tank or Juggernaut's resolve bar, knock him down, and think, oh, man, we've got a good 10-15 seconds to bust his balls down. And a Sorcerer out of nowhere will just pull him back up. And, oh, too bad, I pulled him, and since he has full resolve, there ain't jack diddly squat you can do about it. I mean, I've seen that happen many times. Usually, the team who has the best Juggernaut is bound to win. I was actually have a game recorded. That was a one-sided cox Tommy. This Juggernaut tank, 22k HP. Plus I was healing him. There's just nothing they could do to kill him, stop him. It just was not going to happen. So there's actually like a discussion on the PvP forums about removing these like instantaneous travel abilities, like Juggernaut Leap, Force Charge, Intercept, Sorcerer Pull, Sage Pull. I don't know what those abilities are called, but Sword Pulls, whatever. Like, they would like to have whoever's holding the ball cannot like instantly jump. They have to walk it the old-fashioned way or pass. Like, some people will argue, like, there's a reason why passing is in the game, is so that you don't have to rely on these, you know, crazy mobility abilities. And while I agree with it somewhat, you also have to keep in mind that, like, the way this map is designed is just like, if everyone gets knocked back, then it's back to square one. And since there's so many knockbacks in this game, it's just, what do? You know, something has to give. I don't know what to do. I'm at wit's end as far as. I think maybe you'd make the ball carrier immune to, you know, those mobilities and being knocked down, but I don't know what I would do. I'd have to think about it for a little bit. So there you go. There's my bounty hunter healing. Didn't get top healing. Some guy on their team did a little bit better. Good for him, though. We still won, and thank you for the cheese of whoever holds the ball in case of a tie wins. Oh, that's so cheap. Then again, maybe if I hadn't thrown the ball away, we wouldn't have had to resort to that, so who knows, who knows. So there you have it. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Bounty Hunter healing, all powerful. I've got a fucking Jawa. Peace soup.